So today is Saturday. We are 7 days away from East versus West 15. Main event, Devon Larratt versus Oleg Petrenko at 105 kilos. So...
yesterday was a post and then Devon said 10 kilos to go.
Yes. And I think 2 days ago I saw him weigh in. It was like 13 to 15 kilos to go. Yeah, so I think maybe he was full of food or something.
Full of shit. And he was 117. Yeah?
117 most likely.
Yeah. Another thing is weighting. Weighting is competition is Saturday. Weighting
Saturday
will be Friday.
Evening and Friday early morning. So you will have 36 hours. Mm-hmm. He will have 36 hours. But still, so Devon is now, let's say, okay, he's 115 kilos now, right? Mm-hmm. Okay.
So it's 1 week left and it's 10 kilos.
10 kilos, 22 pounds or something.
Is it possible?
It is possible, but it's going to be extremely hard. Like, I sent a message to Devon and I asked him, like, is this for real? And he said, it's for real. I said, I hope you talk some of your MMA buddies about it, because they're specialists on how to cut weight, right? But as much people, like, it's going to take something, it's going to take a lot out of Devon. A lot. Not because it's just like he will have to suffer, let's say, like 3 days of pure suffering, right? You're trying to dehydrate yourself. Either it's going to be saunas or running or baths or something. But it's also those 2 weeks now, like he walks every day, what he said, 6 hours or something. Like he's trying to cut calories and already not eating a lot, right? So it's already, the suffering has been, so it's taking away everything from you. You're trying to get rid of all the carbohydrates from your body.
How much already he's dropped or cut in like what was his highest, or what was he like a week or two ago?
I think when he came back he was like 270 pounds or something.
Give me
Dubai.
kilos. What is it?
That's extra 5-6 kilos. So
he's already like
8 kilo minus, maybe
8
6,
kilo minus.
6. He will definitely know for sure how much he is, but we're just speculating. But if it's 10 kilos now, he already lost.
I would say it's okay to cut 10 kilos in the last week if that's your regular weight.
Yes.
And there are many ways how to do that, and you have done that as well. You have from 80 to 70 in a week. Yeah. And a classic way would be, of course, first of all, it's calorie deficit, most important. It's probably carbohydrates.
Out.
Like zero carbohydrates or very little.
Salt loading.
Very little.
Salt loading.
Salt loading. Water load. You have to drink right now. If it's 7 days, it's a little bit too early. But like 5, 6, 4 days before, crazy amount of water. You are drinking 5, 6, 7, maybe even more liters per day of water.
And then you gradually decrease it.
A lot of salt. So right now you would be even heavier than normal because your body is kind of holding water. Yeah. But because you are cutting carbohydrates, so you are not holding so much water. Every gram of carbohydrate is how much water? Like I would say
3 grams.
One gram of carbohydrate is 4 grams of water. Mm-hmm. If you are cutting zero carbohydrates, it's like carbs, no carbs. You will not hold so much water, and then you are decreasing the amount of water, and normally you would be able with that lose those 3, 4, maybe 5 kilos. Mm-hmm. And at the end, if you are cutting carbs, cutting water, you can make those 5, 6 kilos without losing too much strength. But
you're still going to lose some. Like it's inevitable. Like because the body will take some time to recover. He might use an IV to come back and things like that. I know it from personal experience. Like I'm usually like 2 days later, I feel much better than a day later, right? I think Devon thought that his weight when he accepted match, he was like 117 then, right? And this is like the rule, right? When you're trying to gain weight, and he was always trying to gain weight, and he couldn't hold on to that weight. I think he was like 122 kilos, 123 when he faced Levin the second time, right? Yeah. So he's pretty much
over
at the
120.
same. Yeah, And then he kind of took a break and he thought like, okay, it's going to be easy. I'm going to be around 116, 15 kilos. And boom, body's like, no, you're not going to be.
Do you think he will make weight?
Yeah, I think he will. He will do everything necessary to make the weight, which is dangerous at some point, right? It gets dangerous. Water cutting is very
it's far
dangerous.
from healthy. It's far from healthy, and saying that that's something good for your health. No, it's not. It's not like some fasting or some diet you do to be healthy. This one is like
you know
already.
How sometimes athletes will say like it's fine, let him weigh in like a kilo over, like I don't care. Like if I was Petrenko and I was facing Devon, I would say like let him suffer as much as I could. Like
Absolutely.
Until those weight shows exactly the weight that is
Absolutely.
needed.
And this is fight for
World title.
champion title.
Yeah.
So it should be again fair. If you for your opponent, you think about how fair it's for both of you,
and for everyone
also
in the
for
class.
others, because
Everyone in the class.
you are fighting for
Yes,
title.
for the title.
If you're just fighting for against opponent, an opponent say, okay, it's fine for me that you are like 110 or 108, but this time it's title match, and title match, or if Devon is not able to make that weight, then they are not fighting for title in my eyes.
Yes, that's how it should be. That's
Then,
fair.
then you're fighting
That's
just
just a match.
a match, but not for a title.
Yeah.
Then title stays.
I think there's going to be a lot of eyes just on it to see like can Devon do it, because like he's been like walking, like doing podcasts, like and walking 6-8 hours a day. It's crazy, right? It's to take your body through that, and then
if he's already lost 8, 7, or maybe 10 kilos, I would say it will be very hard for him.
I don't think that's I don't think it's that much, but I think like his weight settled. He said like 270 something like that pounds, and he was 262 now, so 4 kilos maybe there. And I think sometimes the body will just say like we don't want to lose any weight, right? You hate losing weight.
I don't
even
like.
1-2
I know
kilos.
very well theoretically with all like first of all carbs.
Yeah.
Then you can do this so-called gut cut.
Yeah.
When you are not eating any fibers and anything, you want that your stomach, your
Intestines, everything
intestines
cleans
is as
themselves.
empty as possible.
Yes.
So
you can get like 1-2 kilos.
So you stay on some proteins which are easy to absorb and not hard to digest, and then of course water at the end. Healthy or more or less good would be to cut no more than at the end before, like day before, 24 hours before would be fine. That he's around like maybe 2-3% of his body weight. So if it's like 100 kilo class, or 105, that should be that he's like
109, 110.
Yeah, it's more. You said it's like if it's 2-3%, that would be like that he should be like 108.
Yeah.
108. That's okay to cut water, and then you are maybe not losing too much strength, and you could be back. If it's more, it's already first of all dangerous, and second it's you will lose too much strength, you will lose too much energy, and it will be maybe 36 hours from waiting till competition.
And they're the last match, so even more, right? So he will have time to, but it's very hard. It's very hard to, your body just, like, it's a big shock to it. Like you just were in starvation mode, dehydration mode, like the last day, like all you think about is water. Like yesterday I watched Ilya Topuria from Georgia.
Yep.
He's gonna fight.
We're doing UFC.
Yeah.
UFC.
And Dana White put a glass of water next to him, and he was staring at that water glass like just like this, like for a few minutes, because like that's how dehydrated you get. And I know like you wake up on a day on the weigh-in and all you think is water, like nothing else. Like there's nothing. Like, do you want to eat? I don't want to eat. I just want to drink. Right?
Of course. There is no question for me that Devon is mentally strong enough to do that. He has done some crazy stuff in his life, and no question.
I do believe it's going to be tough.
It's question about physiologically.
Yeah.
Can he do that? Because there is always some point where body just. Okay, it stops. Yeah. And you can be in some crazy calorie deficit, you can be in all this water deficit, but there is some point where that's it. You can just get low at lower point in so short time.
Okay, you have always been in shape. You're almost like when you cut 1-2 kilos.
Okay,
right?
before East West in August, I was 80 at some point, 81, a little bit over. So I had to cut 3-4 kilos. It was
But
okay.
that's your biggest you have been, literally.
Yeah.
You're really, so most of your career, it's been
Usually I have to
77,
lose
78.
2 kilos, sometimes 3. That's
Yeah.
it.
So do you think this is like personal? Do you think it's fair that we have these weigh-ins way back? Like let's say WAF Worlds or Europeans, you're gonna come in and you weigh in on Thursday, then you pull on Friday and Saturday, and if your best arm is your right arm, you have more than 48 hours to completely rest.
There was time,
and we know guys
Yeah.
that cut insane amounts of weight, right? Like, and then like in fighting sports even crazier, because someone will be like a 70 kilo world champion, he walks around 85 kilos, right? And you see them, you're like, how is this even possible, right? It's kind of sanctioned cheating. A lot of people are saying it. I think we are kind of allowing a big mess of it. If everyone should weigh in on the same day, sport would look a little bit different. Maybe a lot different.
it's question again about rules.
Yeah.
There was a time in a WAF when weighting was 4 or even more days before competition. There was a time.
Crazy.
It was weighting next
So
day.
everyone arrived weighing at the same day, right?
Yes, and next day after weighting was juniors and masters left arms, then juniors masters right arm, then like a senior or adult class left arm, and then right arm. And so it's like 4 days.
Yeah.
You had time to recover.
Yeah, you can do like crazy weight drop and then.
And it's nothing against, but there was also that masters had a weighting. You remember?
Yeah.
And
they changed that rule.
yes, and masters, and you can also do that weighting for if you are a master, you do weighting in a senior in this like you compete in seniors and you are master.
Yeah.
And you do weighting just 4 days before.
I think it's kind of good, right? But the bigger you give this window for athletes to recover, the crazier the weight drops.
Like question was, is it fair? It's
fair because it's for everyone.
Exactly.
Right?
That's how it is. There are rules, and like if I have to cut a lot of weight, I would say, yeah, it's good. if I'm walking around 1 kilo or almost same weight.
Sometimes not so good.
Yeah.
Someone comes into your class 10 kilos bigger, right? 4 days is a big time.
Yeah.
So it all comes down to rules. Rules are for same, but I think I think it would be fair for everyone if we would do same day weigh-ins. The problem is it's very messy to do in big competitions, right? It's almost impossible. But like powerlifting, they will have a weigh-in 2 hours before the start. Every single class, 2 hours before the start. You know exactly, you weigh in now, you have like, I think 2 attempts in like I don't know what is the time span there, and then your class starts. So there's no crazy way, everyone's in shape all the time. That's what you need to be, at least for competition, you're in shape. You can, bulk up afterwards, but in arm wrestling, now juniors in worlds, they will weigh in at the start, and then they have to, they used to do like juniors could weigh in at the start of the week, and then they have 6 days, and then they can compete same weight, and they crazy weight drops. I have seen crazy things. Now they have to redo the weigh-ins, so we see the guys go up at least 1 weight class because they can't. Like it's and some people, I saw people trying to do it, and it's not good, right? So
I'm not sure what's the best option. It's just question like it should be same for everyone.
Same for everyone.
It's in a WAF there is a big problem if sometimes you have some schedule for weighting and you have to compete the next day, but one can do weighting because it's a lot of people. There are like 1,000 or more people, and some could do weighting in early morning.
Yes.
And sometimes other team or other country.
Now it's better. Like the whole system.
Are having the weight and schedule at the evening or afternoon. And so one is done at 9 o'clock in morning, and you maybe like 4 or 5 in afternoon.
Yeah.
And it's
8 hours
8 hour difference. Yeah. And if you have to compete after less than 24 hours, it's
Yes.
big difference.
Because for everyone, you compete less than 24 hours.
Otherwise,
Yeah. Now it's better. I remember we had like one time, I
Yeah.
don't remember the championship. The system broke,
Yeah.
and everyone's like, you just look at the people, they're dehydrated. They're just
and
sitting
very
there.
well, I remember East-West organizer Engin Terzi, when he won his last deals this time. Maybe he will won some more, and I hope he will. World title, WAF world title in Turkey 2018.
Yeah.
He was master, so he did compete in a master category with left arm and competed right arm in a senior category. He won in 65 kilo category, but probably at the day at competition he was like 75 or something, because he had those full 4-5 days to recover after waiting. Was it unfair? No, it was.
It was in the rules.
In the rules.
Everyone was
exactly.
like, absolutely.
And his advantage or disadvantage was that he was old. He was able to do weighting with.
I remember when I saw Engin like at 60. I was like, what's going on? And he said like, I'm gonna go 65.
Exactly. Exactly.
And he won.
Exactly. And
yeah.
I haven't done that, but yeah, it's possible.
Yeah.
If we are back to theory, what's the best way if you are like I would say 5 kilos over, and you have, or even like Devon, and you have 1 week to go, what's the best way? First of all, I would say 4-3, it depends how much weight you have to cut. 4-3 days before, maybe even more, it depends if you need more. Stop carbs. Stop carbs. Stay on fats. Stay on proteins.
Salt, waters.
Try to even try maybe to eat and get same amount of calories you had to. It's okay. Eat 6-5 eggs in a breakfast. Have good steak in a lunch. Have some good chicken in a dinner. All good. Don't be afraid to eat a lot of fats, lot of proteins. Still have some salt in that first half of week. Still have a lot of water, plenty of water, even more water than usually. Somewhere like 2 days before, 3 days before, you can start to cut some salt, and water should be around normal. 2 days before, like your regular 2 liters or 1.5 liter, and then day before you start to cut some water. You don't have any salt anymore, you don't have any sugar, no carbs. Proteins still could say some should stay, but if you really had cut a lot, maybe you can cut all proteins, all fats as well. It depends how much you need to cut.
How much you need, yeah.
And don't start to cut water too early. You can do this water load, then water is less, and your body is still pushing some water out. So it's naturally you are losing some water, and then the real water cut like sauna, like some run, some maybe baths. It's very last few hours before waiting. Don't do it too early. Otherwise you will.
If you do it like very heavy and hard on day before, you will not sleep.
Not before night. It's like I have seen that guys are doing some already running in some jackets and trying to sweat like 2 days before or night before, and then they sleep dehydrated. It's dangerous and useless.
And you will not sleep at all.
No. Very last few hours, then you cut the water, and best is that you are cutting this water just short before waiting, and then very fast you are again back rehydration in the shortest you can do. Best for you, best for your muscles, best for your body, and you are back to normal in very short time. And then it's maybe reasonable to lose that weight, and you could do good in the competitions. Otherwise, I don't know. So will Devon make 105?
Good luck, Devon Larratt.
I don't think.
You don't think he's gonna make?
No. If I don't know all details. It's 10 kilos to go, but
also Devon could be playing us all.
If he, in my understanding, if he is already in the last week or 10 days,
10 kilos is a lot.
Already that he's lost maybe 5 or 7 kilos and still have 10 to go, it's too much.
Too much.
Yeah, and Okay.
Yeah, like, but
Okay.
problem is, do we have someone, like, no one's gonna check him if it gets too dangerous. And Devon
And
is a madman. You
yes.
know what I mean?
One more thing. I maybe don't like to talk about that, but it's not tested event, so he can use some diuretics. Maybe not. He don't need to do it with sauna, with some baths. It's a little bit easier. That's makes it possible, but still very dangerous and far from healthy, because he will lose a lot of minerals and electrolytes as well. So, yeah. be smart. Do your weight cut a little bit faster, and keep those few kilos for last few days. But 10 kilos could be too much. If he would be naturally 115 and right now would start and 10 kilos to go, I would say, yeah, it's possible. It's good. Right now,
But he was already cutting down.
yeah. If he's already living in a calorie deficit, if he's already living without good carbs, without sugars, without anything, and right now he have 10 kilos.
Yeah. There's the body. There's not much to deplete, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking. So
We will see in
we will
7
see.
days. In 7 days.
Yeah.
In 7
And
days.
everyone is different. There are guys, you can lose a lot because you are usually walking around with quite a lot of water in your muscles, in your. And of course, it's different bigger guys.
Yeah, and Devon is always lean.
Yeah.
Like he's always lean, right? It's so. Yeah, we will see.
The weight it's this proportional. We're talking about percentage of your body. That's how. Like if you are 60 kilo guy and for you to lose 10 kilos,
no, impossible.
it's impossible. Yeah. Right now we are talking about super heavyweight. So for his at the percentage is less. So it's
doable, but we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
Anyway, guys, we'll see what happens to Devon Larratt. Match most likely going to take place anyway, even if Devon doesn't make the weight. Let's hope he does and hope he's safe and everything is fine. Stay strong.
I love arm wrestling.